Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Fortnite Forever. Today, I have a 5v5 custom match here on the most amazing no access map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the north and ending with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's Eastern player, we have in Stitch Blue, aptly named. It is Blue Shirt Guy playing as a Cybern. He is an 1100, and I really did enjoy that movie. I think it was a good movie, I think. To his west, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Caliber playing as a Cybern. He is an 1800. He is tied for the highest rated player on his team and in the game overall with another player on Team 2 and, of course, his teammate. So that is 3 players in the game at 1800 rating. To his west in Forest Green, the best color and faction combination. He's playing as a UEF. It is Katawunga playing as a 1500 as a UEF. To his west, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Katsu playing as an Aeon. He is an 1800, tied with Caliber and another player on Team 2 for highest rated player on his team and on the game overall. To his northwest, we have in Ruby Red, it is Love Me Some Rice. Definitely will agree with that statement. He is a UEF. He is a 1500. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, 2 Cybern, 1 Aeon. No Seraphim Tech for Team 1. Starting off with Team 2's western side, we have in Snow White, it is Salam Alaikum. I think I said that right. I'm going to shorten it to Salam. He is a Seraphim, the one and only of the game. He is a 1300. To his east in Glow in the Dark Green, it is Silent Blood playing as an Aeon. He is the highest rated player on his team at an 1800 rating, tied with Caliber and Katsu for the highest rated player overall. To his east in Batman Gray, it is the UEF player of Signal Runner. He's playing as a 1400. Again, in Batman Gray, if I didn't say that. To his east in Imperial Gray, it is Tritel playing as a Cybern. He is a 1500. And in the back here for Team 2, in Orange Color Orange, it is Pepe's playing as an Aeon. He is a 1500 as well. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 Aeon, 1 UEF, 1 Cybern, and 1 Seraphim. All of the factions represented on their side of the map. Team 1 is the only team lacking any sort of tech, and that is going to be the Seraphim Tech. And for these 10 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 32,000 mass in reclaim, which makes it 3.2k mass per player. Definitely worth writing home about. There is a decent clumpage in the middle here, as well as a decent amount on the edges as well. So there's really not a huge just full send it to the middle of the map for those 1,000 plus reclaim situations. It's really just kind of everywhere. And I will note there is like an 800 in the southeastern corner and northwestern corner as well. So there is a little bit of mass in the back line for players to grab. And there's a little bit of a hill here, so Pepe's and his mirror can get to that plateau a lot easier to go for that reclaim. Taking a look at the mechs locations here, we'll take a look at Team 1 side of the map. There are 1, 2, 3 Trimex positions on the front line. There is a 3-star mix position or Trimex position next to Love Me Some Rice there in kind of towards the back there. And there is a 5-star mix position here that looks like it went to Katsu. And another 5-star mech position to the east that went to Katawunga. So there is, and another 5-star mech position that went between Blue Shirt Guy and Caliber. Love to see that sharing going on over there. So there is some safety mexes. There's a little bit more vulnerable mexes. And of course, as just the map generator goes, there are a one-offs dotted around the map. Nothing terribly going to be fought over in the middle. It's going to be a little bit of a no man's land situation, but we'll see where our players end up dividing the lines. There are a couple of civilian, AI bases. There's a couple of Team 1 PDs, T2AA, a nice little e-storage there, and a radar system. So there's a little bit of defenses here, but some Team 1 Lobos or any other Team 1 artillery units will be able to mop that up quite quickly. Speaking of which, we see Trotto doing exactly that. So he's grabbed both of the Team 1 PDs, and maybe he'll keep the P-Gens and maybe the AA emplacements. Those are probably worth it. Again, capturing, is it worth it? Yeah, it depends on the thing. It depends how much time you have and how long you want to wait. It does look like he captures the P-Gen. He doesn't grab the radar, but look, he does grab the AA emplacement, so he is going for it. Lovely to see that. Again, it is very much a underutilized ability in this game. I think we saw last week there was a comm that captured a brick, so I think that's one of the only times where we've seen that. We do see Team 2's Pepe is actually shooting down the Team 1 AA, being like, hey, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. And it looks like the AA emplacement is going to be captured. He's like, hey, go away. So that is fixing that over there. To the eastern side, we have Gunstarter here for Blue Shirt Guy. So being a little bit more offensive capability on board. And he's not, terribly far on the front line. So he's, going to have no issues getting that upgrade online anytime soon. No upgrades as of yet for anybody else on Team 2. We do see Team 1 hasn't gone for their civilian facility over there. And Team 1 on the eastern side is starting theirs now. So a little bit of a lull in the beginning of the match. Usually it's just straight to the middle and start shooting at one another, but they're really stacking up their ecos as well as, of course, getting some semblance of an army rolling. We do see Team 2 at 320, Team 1 at almost 300, so a little bit behind for Team 1. But again, this early in the match, that isn't a terrible amount to be behind. Still started for Blue Shirt Guy very quickly. That upgrade, even at +2, is going very, very quickly here. We do see some pushing in from Team 1, not down the eastern side, but kind of down more the middle. We see it's led by a couple of forces from Catawunga. Apologies for the sneeze there if that caught on mic. Anyway, being led by Catawunga and some reinforcements from Caliber. Western side, nothing really happening over here. Might just be kind of a, sit there and kind of stare at each other and call it a day. T2 upgrade started for Lumley Sunrise on that western side. Still no comm on comm action has occurred as of yet. Team 1, there's 3 comms here. In Team 2, there's 2 of them, so there is advantage for Team 1. On the western side, it looks to be the very similar situation, except for Silent Bug is not on the front line, so it's technically 2v2. But I wouldn't be surprised if Silent Bug moves in to assist if need be. So it's technically 2v2, but realistically it's probably going to be 3v2. Gun started for Trottil on his comm, assisted by Pepe's. And Team 1 has evicted the civilians from this little facility. They actually scoop up all of it. They don't keep any of it. And on the western side, looks like it's going to be a full kind of just taking out of the everything over there for both of the teams there. So really only Team 2 keeps a little bit of the stuff here. They get a radar system online. I mean, they get a couple of pigeons and a free e-storage. So, I mean, it's something. It's not, the end of the world, like, oh my goodness, they're going to automatically win because of that. But, a little bit is better than nothing. Signal Runner started his gun upgrade on board his comm. No comm upgrades except for the T2 upgrade for Team 1 on the western side. That comm action might occur here shortly. We do see that Catawunga has retreated. So we'll see if that actually ends up engaging or not. And range has been started on board Pepe's his comm. Is he going to go for, he's going to go for speed. Maybe sensor package, but I feel like in this scenario, speed's probably a little bit better. T2 missile launchers outbound from Flapjack, going after a couple of the Team 1 mexes. Maybe they're going to start peppering Katsu's facility there, but for the time being, there is a TMD, so that should deal with that quite nicely. We do see a lot of conversations about T3, T3, T2 air, I'll go, says Love Me Some Rice, so T3 air is done for Team 2. And for Team 1, T3 land is done, so he's not going for air. Looks like air is actually in the middle of the map. So Catawunga is the air player for Team 1, and Pepe's is the air player for Team 2. Gun started for Salam on the western side. Nano repair also started here for Blue Shirt Guy, a little bit closer to Team 2's front line. He should be fine. He does have stealth on board, so Team 2 doesn't know he's there unless there is a direct visual on him, as well as, of course, Omni, which doesn't exist right now, but, there is other capability. There are units with that capability on board. Team 2 looks like they're launching an attack on the western side for Salam. There's not a lot of Team 1, T2 units here on this western side, not even some PD. There's one, soon to be another one for Love Me Some Rice. But definitely under-defended. The unfortunate thing for Team 2 is they're going conga line style, so it's going to be more of a, shooting down the first unit in line and kind of falling like dominoes. But there is the comm of Signal Runner pushing in. We do see that Katsu has retreated back to his main base. Maybe we'll see Salam move in to assist as well, but for now he's staying just behind the front line with his comm there. He's getting a lot of those Ilshis online. Some of them are in this grouping over here, but there's a lot of them starting to stack up. Nano started for him on board. First major engagement between forces on the western side here between Team 1 and Team 2. Lovely Sunrise does have some PD online. That should be enough to defend, especially with his comm. Right next to it, he's going for some Team 1 PD to assist. That should be more than enough. But there is a splinter group going on this eastern side here of this little hillock peninsula thingamajigging. And there is a couple of T3 units being dropped off by some transports from Katsu. That should help out a lot. The Harbingers probably will survive this. Maybe one will go down, maybe. But at a bare minimum, the force does get curtailed, or it gets stopped. That is unfortunate for Team 2, but fortunate for Team 1 nonetheless. We have a nice little mech that could be grabbed by Pepe's, but he's just kind of staring at it. Well, he's not. No, he's not staring at it. He's just like, I'm going to ignore it. I don't need it. I don't need that little T1 mech there. I don't need it. Laser started for Blue Shirt Guy. Very interesting. So he's going for full send it. Calm, and at this point, 14 minutes in, he's going to go for cloaking. There's realistically no reason why he should go for laser and not have cloaking. He's going to be target number 1 once Team 2 sees him, and if they see him, they will kill him. So cloaking is probably going to be the way to go there. Michael, we're done for Caliber on the eastern side. No experimental yet for Team 2, as I see on eastern side. And nothing on the western side as of yet. So that Monkey Lord will be very, very annoying for Team 2. Maybe it'll get a kill. Maybe it won't. We will have to see. Stealth has been started on Trottail's comm. And Pepe's is falling back at least a little bit. There is some T2 PD mixed in here. Not a whole lot. But once they see that Monkey Lord, they definitely will be building a lot more. Harbingers pushing through the western side here for Team 2. Silent Bug. Essentially the preamble occurred with Salam's forces, and now the more opening act, not opening act, but more main attraction is coming to stay here for Team 2. Harbingers continuing to push. They split the forces of Love Me Some Rice and Katsu. Katsu has Harbingers, and Love Me Some Rice has Titans, but again, Titans aren't terrible. They're just not as good as the Harbingers in terms of raw damage and hit points and shielding and all that. But there are some Perseus starting to be produced by these facilities to the north. He also has T3 Air online, producing his own ASFs. But Team 1 will start to scale a little bit better in the air department than Team 2 will, unless Team 2 has another T3 Air facility online that I haven't even noticed from another player. Tracho immediately goes, nope, going home now, see you, bye. And Pepe's is like, oh, I'm going to follow you there. No, actually, I'm going to beat you to it. Lots of Team 1, T2 forces here from Team 1, and of course the Monkey Lord. This front line is going to collapse. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Harbingers in the main base here for Team 1's. Love Me Some Rice. Harbingers pretty much don't really exist at this point. A couple of engineers are going down, but that's really an easy fix for Team 1, and it's really not going to get a lot of work done on that western side. Eastern side, we have a couple of restorers online. There's a lot of T1 and a couple of T2 AA flak nearby. They'll deal with those restorers quite nicely. There are some PD in the base here being spammed up as quickly as possible. The force from Blue Shirt Guy doesn't really continue to push, and they just get eviscerated for it. Western side of the eastern side, the Monkey continues to push. Now it's a little bit surrounded, but again, Monkey Lord's almost at 1-star vet. Both the comms are staying well away from that nonsense. More ASF starting to crowd around the incoming aggression from Team 1. ASFs maybe are thinking about it, maybe not. Both of the air players are UEF, so transferring air units is really nice because you can just double click them and not have a hotkey. Makes things a lot easier. T1 Bomber is going to try to help, but the AA on board the Monkeys, as well as the additional AA nearby, are really going to make that a little bit harder to keep them continuously running bombs or dropping bombs over them, not getting a second or third or fourth or 12th path. But Team 1's player of Blue Shirt Guy is defeated by Pepe's. So I've decided to include the death during the replay instead of at the end. So this is at 17 minutes and 49 seconds in the replay. And we see Blue Shirt Guy has the laser, nano, and gun upgrade on board. And he's going to board this transport here. And we know he dies over here on this eastern side right about here. So he goes on the transport, and we see him move. There is a SAM site here that was just recently built, too. And I don't think Team 2 even knows what's going on over here, specifically Pepe's. So he flies in, tries to get around this SAM site. First burst comes in. Second burst comes in and kills him off right there. So he dies to a SAM site on the edge of the map. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that. And again, hopefully you enjoyed the replay. Looks like he dropped in, and did he die? He died in the air, it looks like, maybe. Yeah, it looks like that's what happened. So Team 1 loses the first player of the game. I will be including a clip, I think, at the end of the video maybe, and see exactly how he died. Or I'll clip it in during the cast. I'm debating one or the other. I haven't really decided one way, like I said, or the other, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do the clip in for this cast and just give a little bit of blurb like that's how he died. Transport inbound with Peppers has come on board. And Team 2 has finally stopped the Monkey Lord. Team 2's Monkey Lord will be denied, at least for a little bit of time. And Peppers will try to overcharge and get the little bit of veterancy for that. And it looks like he will help a little bit. But Peppers, no, he drops in and barely survives. He almost looked like he was going to die, but that overcharge came in very, very clutch and saves his life. It is now a 4v5 in favor of Team 2. And depending on if I clipped it in or not, you've already seen that kill or the death on that eastern side, or you will see the kill or death on that eastern side at the end of the video. Again, still haven't really made my decision, but it just depends on how easy I can, or how it would look, because I don't know if I want to make it a full screen thing. I don't know if I want to make it like it like pauses the video and like has a little blurb that shows him dying. I have no idea how I'm going to do it. So again, I'm experimenting with it. It was a suggestion by a couple of you to include, the deaths if I miss them. So I'm still, again, debating how I want to do that or not. Team 2 has pushed up. Got a nice little frontline base going on. Lots of PD being built here. And Salam going for some T2 artillery and Nano on board his comm. And it's going to be a little bit of time before that's done, considering how fast it's going up. So definitely needs a little bit more power. Is he power stalling? I am not doing too well on the power situation. Team 2, 1.4K. Team 1, 1.3. So a little bit in favor of Team 2, but again, nothing terribly behind for Team 1. It's relatively the same. Total Master Crude is in favor of Team 2 by about 60K, but not, again, a terrible amount overall. This Monkey Lord will help out a little bit. Reclaim is favoring Team 2, and it will favor them for a little bit, especially with that Monkey Lord being scooped up, like I said, as we speak. A little bit of lull in activity for the game. It is the point of the game where players are starting to stack up a lot of T3 upgrades for mexes, as well as going for a ton of T3 or T4 units, depending on what they feel is more important. And I don't see chickens coming online for Team 2 on the western side. No Colossi and no Monkey Lords. There was one started, but it was denied. Team 1, another Monkey Lord. Yes for Caliber. Nothing for the air player, which makes sense. Colossus has been almost completed for Katsu. And then nothing on the western side for Lumley Samurai. So one experimental online in the game so far. There was one that already died. And I would assume it's going westward to intercept this frontline base for Salam, who is still going on his upgrade, and it's still progressing pretty slowly. He has a lot of T2 artillery here that should maybe give him a little bit of buffer. This is the range at which that artillery can operate, so realistically, it's just creating a huge exclusion zone. It's like, hey, don't come here, and that's really about it. So we'll see if that GC decides to full send it or not on that western side. Team 1, Team 2, again, not really doing anything now on the eastern side. That major attack that happened got a little bit of work done. A couple of mexes were eliminated and eviscerated and removed from the field of combat or battle, but nothing, really too damaging. They are the frontline mexes. They are supposed to die. That's kind of, why they're called frontline mexes. Monkey Lord is done, and now a nuke has been started here by Team 1. Caliber wants to end the game in a very explosive fashion. Would love to see that. You'll be hearing some kabooms, I would assume, here shortly from myself. And T4 unit heralding the incoming attack from these Harbingers from Team 1. Artillery not going to be enough to stop it. It will help a little bit, but again, it will be very much unable to be used once it gets pretty close. Laser weapons trying to do their best to focus down that GC. Forces from the north coming in from Lovely Surmise to assist Percy's and a couple of Titans as well. The Colossus will just eviscerate this entire front line. Lots of Ilshis really ripping down those Harbingers. Colossus scooping up everything that he can with those vacuum arms. Team 2's comm is nowhere to be found. The nano upgrade was not completed. It is unfortunate for him, and the frontline base is now dead and gone. Lots of reclaim for Team 1 I would assume to scoop up. And there are some forces kind of cutting through along the front line for Katsu, kind of helping out, thin out the numbers as that GC continues to approach. Michael Lord still holding position on the eastern side. That nuke is now built and is now being loaded as we speak. Team 2, have you had SMDs? Nope. So it might be a surprise for at least one player for Team 1. That nuke might be the end-all be-all. Who knows? I have seen the game be won by less and by more, so we will see how it turns out. GC's still continuing to push. 1-star vet, almost two, actually now 2-star vet on board. And there's really nothing that Team 2 has to stop this. They're building their own GC now, which is good. Oh, look, there is an SMD over here. Never mind. And there is a chicken being produced as well. So the question now is, can the GC and the chicken intercept this force before it's too damaging for Team 2? It is going to be the question. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 24 minutes. Again, as a reminder, Team 2 at 5 players left, Team 1 at 4. Eco situation heavily favors Team 2, now 2.1 versus 1.6. And map control, we'll say, is 50-50 because it's more of an invading force than an occupying force, but we will see what happens. And an airfight is occurring over the top of Silent Bug's base, and it looks like it will be won by Team 1, so take that into consideration. Thank you so much for watching to this point in the video. Hopefully you've been enjoying it. If you have, let me know by hitting the like button, commenting down below, and of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribing to the channel as well. We do see that Team 1 is pulling out. They're not going to push. They saw the ground force and don't really want to, send all that mass and have it die, essentially. The air fight is won. I wouldn't say that's air dominance as of yet, but air control. No, actually, it is air dominance. Excuse me. That is definitely air control and air dominance for Team 1. And I saw that the Billy Nuke has been started by Lovely Some Rice, and he does have an SMD of his own online as well. Team 2, have you spotted the nuke? You have not. And how close is that nuke to being fired? Well, it's half loaded, so it fires immediately. It's halfway there. Mikey Lord and GC online on the eastern side. GC and Chicken online on the western side. Nothing really else outbound from Team 2 as of yet. Experimental is online for Silent Bug as well. That's the number 2 GC. Maybe he'll build a third one. We will have to wait and see. Another nuke online for Team 1 going for Kaitavanga. And there is another GC almost done for Katsu over here. Fat Boy not being built because the Billy Nuke is now online. Would love to see T3 Engineering Suite. It loads the missile a little bit faster. And missiles, speaking of which, on the eastern side are starting to harass the eastern side for Team 2. There are a couple of TMD here, both Zappers and Volcanoes. I think that is probably the best mix in TMD in the game. You have the Volcanoes who can grab multiple missiles, and then the Zappers who can just target one. But look at all these split missiles just constantly spinning all around this nonsense. Those Vipers, that's one of the annoying things about those things for the Cybran faction, is that if the missile is shot down, it splits and still does some damage. It's not as much as it would have been for the whole missile, but again, something is better than nothing. And if you stack up enough, it might not even matter that the missile is shot down, because the amount of little minuscule amounts of damage will make a huge difference. Nano started on board the Western comm here for Team 2's Salam. And once again, I should say, and he probably will finish that due to the chicken and GC and everything else nearby here for him. Ras started here for Pepe's in the south, and nothing else online for Team 1. Oh, sorry, for Team 2, and no upgrades for Team 1 started as of yet. But we do see that Billy Nuke combo of Lovely Some Rice is now loaded with the Billy Nuke and is now pushing southward. That is the range. At least I will show you the range. So the yellow is the range of the missile. If he gets a little bit southward, he launches the missile at the GC, and that will probably land. Nuke, or actually, like, big, not super nuke, but regular nuke online and loaded and fired for Team 1's caliber. Does he go for the air grid? He does. Team 2 does have an SMD. It is not loaded. Way too late, unfortunately, and that'll be a win for Team 1. It will cement Team 1's place in the air department, especially with the second nuke halfway loaded, a little bit over for Kaitavanga as well. It's definitely going to help out Team 1 continually bombarding Team 2. Long range tech. Not even 30 minutes on the clock, and we see the first nuke. Love to see that. Here it comes. It's going to land in all of its glory. Won't take out the entire air grid, but definitely take out a lot of it. Kaboom! There it is. Takes out probably 50,000 worth of mass, and then some, considering the amount of air he can't produce for now. Killed off 61,000, so did a very, very good job with that one. And I'm assuming Katawanga wants to one-up him, and maybe he's going to go after this base. There is an SMD. It was just built. This SMD has been loaded. That's the other one, the secondary one. And there isn't one over here. No, there is one over here. Never mind, but it's not loaded. So there are a couple of bases that are still vulnerable to nuke fire or nuke landing. So we will see who he ends up targeting. But the sooner you launch the nuke after loading it, the better, especially earlier in the game. The more likely that your opponents don't have an SMD or don't even have an SMD loaded if they have an SMD. Megalith and Monkey Lord on the eastern side for Team 1. GC, Monkey, and Megalith coming in to range here for Team 2. GC gets a little bit tickled on its backside and decides to retreat back to its main line. The Billy Nuke landed. I don't know how devastating it was. There's a lot of Harbinger stacking up. No power, though, because there's no shielding. It looks like the assisting of the SMD, probably not the best way to go right now, because it is consuming a lot of power. Rasp being built on board. Peppers has come to at least help out his eco a little bit. He did lose a couple of T3 mexes, and he is rebuilding his air grid as we speak, getting the T3 separated from the air grid. Definitely a smart play there for that headquarters. And that SMD, it's still working, but I think the nuke will launch. If it launches immediately, it will launch and land before that SMD is loaded. 2 GCs, 2 chickens for Team 2. Sorry, 3 GCs. And Team 1 has 2 GCs, and that is it. I thought I saw a Fat Boy building somewhere, or is that for Team 2? That's for Team 2 down here. Looks like the project not really that focused. The SMD is the focus. I don't blame him, because the nuke will kill everything off, so yeah. Large groups of T3 units and a couple of T4 starting to stack up, at least on the western side, eastern side. Again, now that's more of the standoffish, kind of just hanging out in their base situation. Why are there 2 Omnis right next to one another?
Strategic launch.
I don't understand that. But okay, nuke is outbound from Team 1's Katawanga. Where is it going? It's going for this base. SMD will not be loaded in time. The FAPR will be denied. The T3 air facility for Signal Runner will be denied. That'll be another win for Team 1 in the air department, even if it was killed off by the nuke. Move unit in case of nukes is Silent Bug. He's already moving it. And that is going to be another win for Team 1 in the long-range nuke department. Well, not every nuke is long-range, but, you know, it works. And here comes the nuke. It's going to hurt. I don't think it will do as much damage as the first one did for Team 1, but it still will be devastating. Kaboom! Kills off everything but a T3P gen. So, hey, that's something, right? But it is very, very devastating. I think that was the Omni, and that was eliminated there as well. So, gotta hurt. And Katawanga says nuked. Does it say shot myself? Was it when you nuked before? Oh, he's like, oh, I thought I got nuked. Oh, that would have been bad. 96. That, wow, it did a lot more damage. Wow. Okay, never mind then. Team 1's, the caliber has to have this one do more damage than, hopefully do more damage than the first one did. And the nuke is going to land here. There is not going to be an SMD. It will be a nice little prelude to the incoming land aggression from Team 1 if it does occur. Nice little opening salvo, quite literally. 31 minutes almost on the clock. Team 1, Team 2. Team 2 is still winning the eco game. 2.8 versus 2,000, 2.1. I don't know what Team 2 is doing with all of that mass, but they got to be doing something with it. They're building GC, not building, building crabs, loading SMDs, building GCs over there. I don't see a game ender. I do see that. The only issue I have building this right now is Team 2 does not have air control. So it's going to get shot down almost immediately. And even if Team 1 or Team 2 didn't lose their air grids, they have no ASFs right now. So they couldn't capitalize on the win necessarily. You know, usually it's, oh, I'll use the bomber as a distraction, kill off all the ASFs. We lose the bomber, but we gain air control kind of thing. They don't have the ASFs for that because they don't have the air grid for that. And even if they had the air grid for that, they have to be building those ASFs right now. So it's just one of those things where, yeah, it's nice to have a bomber. It's not as useful as it could be if he waited for air control to maybe or maybe not happen. Satellite online for Team 1. UEF will do UEF things. All he needs is a game ender and a T3 artillery in the mix, and he'll have all of his eggs in one basket right there. He's also going for a secondary air grid to the north. Love to see that. And another air grid over here for Team 1, of course, for Love Me Some Rice. He's been building that for a while. And the nuke is almost loaded and is going to fire immediately. The GC, I think, a little bit further back, but Team 1 is prepping the land invasion. Again, they're kind of just holding position, going to wait for the nuke to land, and then they're going to move in. Team 2 has a secondary force moving eastward, trying to intercept the one for Team 1. They kind of know what's going to happen. There comes the nuke. It is going to land. We know it's going to land, and that's going to be a dead front line for Team 2. And we have a nice little constant vision Omni on the back line here for Team 1 now. Silent Bug might be the recipient of that damage. Yep, looks like he's going to be the recipient of that damage for now. And here comes the nuke to the eastern side. Again, a nice little prelude to the incoming aggression for Team 1. And, of course, kaboom! There it goes. T2 land headquarters barely survives, but everything else is gone. No T2 PD besides this little one over there survives. A couple of Oblivion PD as well. Actually, excuse me, a couple of those right there. But, again, that's not really much to scoff at or really worry about. 115,000 mass killed. So between the two nukes for Team 1, over 200,000 mass has been eliminated in this game. Airfight will happen once again in Team 1's favor. And there was a donut built at some point. And here it comes. The huge amount of nonsense. GC falling to their knees due to their debts. We have gunships over there to the north for some broadswords. We have ASFs tussling with ASFs. We have authors. We have the Awasa bomber that's going to get shot down. There it goes. It's still in the map at least. Chicken is going to die to those broadswords. We don't have any bricks, unfortunately, but we have everything else on the map. Love to see it. Got to kick me from the lobby if you want to make that. Says Silent Bug. And I don't know if Team 2, that was their donut, or if that was Team 1's. I feel like that was probably Team 2's, but I never did see Team 2 build that donut. But both of the air experimentals are dead. Team 1 retains air control, but the only unfortunate thing is that Team 1 has now lost a lot of their land force. There's still some Percy's on this western side. Nano Repair rebuilt? Restarted here for Salam? I don't know what he traded in his Nano for, but okay. It's just wasting my time. Kick me if you want to gonna make that. Not really that funny. Oh, he's talking about satellites. Stop making sense. I gotta kick me from the lobby. Oh, he just doesn't like satellites, is what it is. Team 1 on the eastern side pushing in. Decent amount of the camouflaged T2 mobile bombs, those fire beetles. But Team 1, they don't see any of that there, so they're kind of walking into a pseudo trap. There are some SACUs over here prepping some defenses. Some PDs, also a GC being built. But this western side is definitely a concern for Team 1. Nano Repair being built very, very quickly here. Yeah, I don't know why he got rid of it, but okay. Nobody has died as of yet. The only death has been a blue shirt guy. Another Boom Nuke Lance takes out a chunk of those T3 forces for Team 2. The counterattack is still occurring. And now the engagement will occur. Fire Beetles being shot down before they can get close to those crabs, which will probably be their main target. And it is unfortunately they're not working. But just kind of how it goes. Oh, maybe they are working a little bit, but not as well as they probably would have hoped. It's GC, Monkey, and 2 crabs. Here comes the vision for Team 1. They're going, oh, there's more stuff here. Oh, that's not good. And that's 1 crab dead. Crash damage will kill off a chunk of the chunk of the bricks. Bricks gets grabbed by that GC. The GC is focused down by Team 1's forces, but there's still 2 crabs and a Monkey Lord remaining. This crab is the focus. A couple of PE are actually in range. Looks like something blew up down there. And there goes the Monkey Lord. There goes the crab as well. And that looks like it's going to be a successful defense for Team 2. They lost their front line, but they'll take all that mass for sure at their doorstep. Essentially like in their front door, like behind their front door. So it's going to be a lot of mass for Team 2 to scoop up. Currently sitting at 174 mass in terms of reclaimed for Team 2. Team 1 at 125. Total mass accrued. Team 2, 3 million versus 2.46. So less than 2.5, which means it's over 500,000 mass in favor for Team 2 overall. Satellite online. Looks like it's going after the Awasa bomber, which took a little bit of damage, but it does get finished anyways. Billy Nuke lands, misses the GC. GC going to completely ignore that fire base and just... No, I guess never mind. It hurt me through the ether, I guess. That GC will die almost immediately. Nuke spotted by Calavonga. It has been started, not even done yet. And now artillery is done for Team 2's air player of Pepe's. He's going for satellite now. So Aeon doing UEF things. And it looks like it's targeting the nuke and the satellite for team. I mean, you might as well target that. I think that's the only one. Do they know about the other one? They do know about the other one, but they want to take out the satellite first. I think is the focus. Well, it's 2 for 1. Either the... Ooh! That spy plane took a hit. That's got to hurt. Sorry, spy plane. You were the sacrificial lamb for Team 1. Here comes another shot. Oh, it's pretty close to those P-gens. Oh, hits. Oh, it hits the shielding at the last moment. Oh, nice clutch there by Team 1's Calavonga. But still, the shots are inbound. Team 2 probably needs a second artillery piece to really make that work. Western side, the bomber will be shot down once again. Team 1 just ripping those experimentals apart. But they do lose a lot of air in the process, to be fair. So that is something for Team 2 to wipe out a decent chunk of those ASFs. So there's, again, a nice little lure. But at the moment, Team 1 still has more ASFs. But we have a counter attack inbound to the east. I don't think this is super wise. I mean, there's 2 crabs here, and there's roughly the same amount of bricks. So really, it's going to be in favor of Team 1 because the reclaim will be further closer to their front line. We have broadswords inbound from the west. We have another megalith inbound. But again, I just don't think it's worth it to do this right now. Maybe wait a little bit, scoop up the rest of that reclaim, build more stuff, and launch it all at once. You're just trading mass at that point. And Blue Nuke lands again on the western side here for Love Me Some Rice. Artillery still launching at that nuke. We do have some shielding around this nuke on the eastern side as well. First crab is down. Broadswords over the top. There's still a little bit of flak in there, but looks like it's being dealt with as we speak. But most of those broadswords either take significant damage or die. First crab is down for Team 2. Second crab is being, again, focused down by Team 1's bricks and gunships. Gunships are going to be eliminated. Team 2 might have a fair chance, maybe? Maybe not? No, not as much, no. The megalith is now going to be just dead here. There's 3 wrecks, going to be 4 wrecks, soon to be 5 wrecks, soon to be probably 6 wrecks. It's just not going well. I think the megalith should probably stop. The gunships are inbound, and it will probably do a lot of damage even before it gets in range of that new megalith for Team 1. Satellite over the top here for Team 2's Pepe's. Again, Aeon doing UEF things. And now the shot is going to focus on the satellites specifically. You can see the shielding is already being weakened on that western side. Yep, there's the shot. The main shield surrounding both the nuke and the satellite is being heavily assisted by some hover engineers. So it looks like the satellite might be going other ways. Team 1, 2.4. Team 2, 2.9K. Team 2 still in the lead. And they're going to build a Duke this time. So 1 emissary, 1 Duke. And I might just make that the thumbnail because it's Aeon doing UEF things. Just hold, don't donate, says Pepe's. Yeah. It's Aeon doing UEF things. Let's see, maybe I'll shift it this way. I don't know. Sometimes I like to get the thumbnail during the video. Sometimes I don't like to get the thumbnail during the video, depending on the game, depending on what's going on. But it just depends. Anyway, satellite now focused on the eastern side here for Trotil. And not looking too good. Looks like he lost a couple of mixes still. He's repairing them and rebuilding them as we speak. There's a lot of Snow White and glow-in-the-dark green over here on the western side. GC. And lots and lots of engineers. Dang, that's a lot of engineers. Silent Bug at 773 units. How many T3 engineers does that guy have? I don't know, just 185. Nothing too crazy. That's like a fourth of his amount of units just in engineers. Lots of build power. He'll just capture all the units on Team 1. That's how he'll win. Looks like the shielding around the little bit of air grid here is damaged. There is that silent over top. I was going to say definitely should be targeting the P-gens first. There is that grid up there they could go after. You starve the power, can't power the shields, and then, the other stuff underneath the shield goes down. Another Billy Nuke lands in the middle of these GCs, it looks like. 3 GCs versus 1. That's not going to go Team 2's way. Building a GC very far forward. That's very bold, but not really going to work. Oh, those will probably SACUs. Never mind, not buildings. There's another one, and there is... Oh, that one gets away just barely. 2 crabs, 3 crabs, 1 GC. Now we're seeing where that eco is really coming in handy. Nuke is loaded, hasn't fired yet. How about this nuke? Nuke is 2 loaded and hasn't fired yet. So Team 1 has 3 nukes in the clip, waiting to be used. GC is down. New GC replaces the old one. Laser doesn't want to figure out which one he wants to target. Just wants to hit both of them. Chicken coming in to assist. And there's a lot of stuff over here. Nuke is online. Second one also online. This one is loaded. This one is not. And actually, there's another nuke in there. That's number 3 for Team 2. Nuke is outbound for Team 1's Catawunga. Where is it going? It's going for the GCs. Yep, there it is. And it looks like it's going to go for all of that wreckage, too. Nuke lands. GC's dead. Looks like Team 1 trying to keep Team 2's units here. That GC will take the full force of a nuke, it looks like. That Yothotha will die. That Galactic Colossus will die. All these T3 engineers and Harbingers will die. This GC should be fine. This one, actually, maybe not. Maybe it'll be outside of the range. Kaboom! Doesn't kill that GC. Barely alive at 100 hit points. Oof, that was close. And that new GC will kill off the chicken. The chicken will kill off a decent chunk of those Percy's due to its ion storm. And that GC is now dead as well. Teleporter is almost done for Team 1's Caliber. Doesn't have any other upgrades on board, so probably going for laser and then for gun. And it does look like the artillery is taking a couple of the air facilities and pigeons. And that grid down there, or up there to the north as well, is gone. Team 2, 3.1. Team 1, 2.4. Second artillery piece is online, going for Scathis because why not, I guess. First game render has appeared in the game. Maybe I'll do Aeon doing all the things, I guess. I don't know. Doing everything else except Aeon stuff. Well, they have an emissary, so there's that. Western side again. The 3 nukes definitely... Sorry, excuse me. They just keep multiplying. They're like rabbits. There's 4 of them over here. They're all being heavily assisted or decently assisted. Dang, that's a lot of nukes. Hastening the demise of Team 1. Because they're Hastues. Get it? Because Hastue hasten. It's close. There's a joke in there, I promise. There's a dad joke in there, I think. Teleporter is done for Team 1's Caliber. He's taking some hits, it looks like. Oof, that's not good. SMD is going to be the target, and the nuke has taken a hit as well. And the shot is inbound. Doesn't hit the pigeon, just barely. It would have killed off that nuke. The emissary. Is it just an emissary, or is it both the Duke and the emissary? Looks like it's the Duke and the emissary targeting. Another building nuke lands on the western side. Nope, it's an SACU dying. Tons of reclaim on this map. Currently sitting at over 250,000, 250,000 mass. And in terms of reclaim totals, Team 2 has double Team 1's total, reclaiming 630,000. Team 1 300,000. We're going to close at 1,000,000 mass total reclaim on the game. I just know it. And Fat Boy versus a GC. Long range, Fat Boy's going to win. Short range, GC's going to win. So he just needs to get there. We do have a little bit of a base up here for Sigma Runner because why not? Other little, is that missiles or just Team D? It looks like it's Team D and Ravagers. That's it. But would maybe love some missile launchers there as well. Get sat on Scathis, says love me some rice. There's more shielding being built. Everything's assisting the Scathis construction. 43 minutes on the clock. The nuke is down. The teleporter is started. The laser has also been built on board. So there he goes. He's going to go full send it to that Scathis. He's going to teleport right behind it. He will maybe kill off the Scathis. There are some PD being built. And again, his goal is probably going to be teleport in and walk. Nuke is outbound from Team 2's Hastues to the west. It's outbound from that one. It's going to the base to the east. Going to wipe out the front line, it looks like. Oh! And Caliber, will you even get to teleport? Shot is inbound. Oh, and he gets killed off by the artillery. No. It's Team 2. No. And he was close, too. I think it was like 75-something%. Ooh, that's got to hurt. Team 1 loses another player. And it is now 5v3 in favor of Team 2. Nuke is inbound. And like I said, it's going to wipe out this, which there really isn't that much here. But it kills off some Team 3 land facilities, so It's something Team 1's starting to lose a lot of their main bases. They've lost essentially one. They still have some of it, but a good majority of it. Bomber is online once again for number 3 and number 4, I believe. Bombers are targeting the SMDs. The shielding holds for now. Ooh, is it going to be enough? ASF's inbound to protect it. Does not hit the SMD. And the Bombers are going to have another pass. Will the payloads be dropped? Yes, they will. Obviously, crush damage will help out a little bit. ASF's going to hit by that bomb. There goes that. Lands on the T3 Quantum Gateway. The SMD is down. That was the most important thing. Both bombers are down. Team 1 still retains air control. And there is a Mavor in the backline for Team 1's. Love me some Rice. Oh, I love that. It's targeting the Scathis and the artillery. The only issue, though, is that there is a land force soon to be inbound. Nuke is outbound from Team 2. Please tell me that you've spotted that artillery piece. They have not. They're targeting the air grid. Love me some Rice is defeated by Silent Bugs GC. And to the north, it's not. There it is. It has been spotted. The Nuke is outbound. There is no SMD nearby. That will be a dead Mavor here shortly. And then there's now a 5v2 in favor of Team 2. The artillery has broken through some of the shielding. The satellite is exposed. The Scathis still is surviving. And there's another Nuke inbound from Team 1 targeting the land invasion, but it's not going to matter. The Nuke. Oh, yeah, sorry. Kaboom! Wipes out the air grid and land base to the north. And that one Nuke is going to kill off a lot of stuff. Looks like the Scathis has been denied. The Pigeon will help to take out the artillery, but it doesn't matter. The Nuke, there it goes, sailing in inboard. Kaboom! Kills off Katsu and the artillery. And there goes another player for Team 1. Drops this game to a 5v1 in favor of Team 2. And there goes the neighborhood, essentially. Team 1's player kind of gains control of everything on the map. He's building a Fat Boy next door to him. Shield being heavily assisted. All it's going to take is an SMD to be down. He has 4 loaded. Nuke is outbound again. It's going to land right here. The GC is going to be denied, but I think it's going to be denied. Anyways, kaboom! Wipes out all of those engineers. Another Nuke is outbound. And those nukes are non-stop firing at this point. And there's another Nuke inbound to this position, wiping out tons of income. We have Crabs to the east. We have an artillery online for Team 1. Wasn't enough to wipe out artillery for Team 2. They took out the satellite and the Duke, but not the emissary. But again, the nukes are probably going to win the game for Team 2. Or the land, either or, both will work. And takes out that little air facility there. Where are the SACUs going? Did he teleport out of there? It looks like he did. Team 1 goes, nope, I am done. See you, bye. Teleports all of his ACUs out of there. That is the game here, folks. 46 minutes, 34 seconds on the clock. Team 2 wins it. MVP choice for me. I mean, to be fair, it was probably either going to be a land victory on the western and eastern side, or it was going to be a nuke victory. Again, you take out the nukes, and eventually this western side would have collapsed. You would have had the Mavor online a little bit longer, but look, there's 1, 2, 3 right there. There's another 2 right there. So it's 5 GCs plus a Fat Boy. I mean, that's enough firepower to take out anything, and they really didn't have anything. Maybe that 1 GC was finished, but it wouldn't have been enough. The nukes taking out the air grid and base over here, maybe that would have distracted the GCs a little bit, but I think they would have spotted that artillery and then refocused onto that. Eastern side, it was starting to collapse as well, even without the nukes. So there's that as well. So again, it's just one of those things. You take the nukes out, the land still happens. You take the land out, and then the nukes will probably still win. So there's that. I don't know how much those Awasha bombers were really worth it. They did eventually help, but multiple of them died before they got really a lot of work done. Lots of death over here on the western side. Not as much on the eastern side that I kind of expected, but that's just how the game goes. And so I think Salam gets the MVP for me. And it's mixed between Silent Bug and Salam. I think the western side in general did a very good job, both on land and on nuke. So can't really choose which one. So let me know down in the comments who you would pick. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see all of you in the next one.